good. You're good. We're already rolling. It's on. So.
All right, sweet.
Yeah. I just like to jump right into it.
No
Welcome back to another 646. I got Brody Lawlor here. We're going to be talking about his fight career and how it all got started and where things are headed next, because there's some cool stuff coming.
Yeah. First MMA fight coming up. I'm excited for that one.
Dude, that's so rad. When is the actual booking for that?
August 17th.
That's right. Do you know who you're fighting yet?
Cody Morin. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but I know a little bit about him. He's definitely going to be a good challenge for me. Right
on, man. That's exciting stuff. We'll come to that. Let's rewind all the way, I guess. When I first met you, what I understood was you had studied Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But then, what got you started initially?
So when I first, going back to when I was 4 years old, I saw the Rocky movies, and I fell in love with boxing.
Oh, cool.
So I was always super into just being the world champion. I saw those movies and I was like, oh man, I always got hyped up. I'd start shadow boxing in front of the TV and I was just so into boxing. So I started watching Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, and Sugar Ray Leonard, guys like that, and I would study them, hit the heavy bag. Cause my brother, my sister had a boyfriend, but I was literally a baby.
Right.
So I thought of him as my brother growing up.
Sure.
And when I was just a kid, he got me a heavy bag because he knew how into fighting and stuff I was. So I just put it up in the garage, started hitting it every day and just training on it, and started studying tapes of Ali and some of my favorite boxers, and that's how I started trying to put together technique and stuff. And then I finally got into a gym, Japanese jiu-jitsu. That's where awesome. I kind of started training there, and my brother showed me my first UFC event. That was let me think, George St. Pierre versus Thiago Alves.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was quite a while ago, and he was I remember looking at Thiago Alves, and I was like, oh, this guy's shredded and just stocky little guy. He looks like a pit bull. He's gonna run through him, and George St. Pierre was really crazy looking himself, but
sure.
I just remember seeing the stockiness of this guy, and I was like, oh, he's gonna take him out. He's gonna have that power, and then George St. Pierre just runs through him, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
That wrestling is a big difference in this game.
Big time.
Because that was the first time I ever watched MMA, so I was like, oh man, that's a different game.
Right. I'm trying to think of the first. When I first saw a UFC, it was do you know what a VCR is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up watching those too.
Okay, cool. Because I was going to say, I know you're a lot younger than me. I was at a karate club, and we were trading VHS dubs of... so to dub a tape was to copy it, basically. So we were trading VHS dubs of old UFC tapes and Pride tapes and shit like that. I'd never seen MMA before, and I was very much, unfortunately, of that school of thought that my style is the best, you know? It's which is so unbelievably untrue, not even close to right. And it was I'm trying to remember who was fighting. I remember seeing the first one, and it was the French kickboxer whose name I'm drawing a blank on, and he was fighting the sumo wrestler. And just the size difference.
I remember the fight you're talking about.
Yeah, and he kicked his teeth out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the whole time I've been taught that, the size of the opponent doesn't really matter. It's the skill that matters. And I was like, okay, well, this guy's got the striking. Obviously, he's the best. And then everybody starts getting choked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, but didn't even know what we were looking at, because we had no idea what jiu-jitsu was.
Yeah.
Not Brazilian jiu-jitsu anyway. And I don't understand, why are these guys all just giving up? This is crazy. And I remember seeing one other one. It was Chuck Liddell was fighting Pele.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do.
And they fought in a ring, but there was a net along the bottom of the ring. and Chuck had Pele kind of pinned down, and he was. I don't want to hit the mic, but he was punching over him, almost around the rope and around the net to catch him like in the back of the head, and they were stuck there for minutes. And it's been such a long time since I've seen it, so I don't even remember if there was a ref. there must have been.
That old school MMA was different, man.
It was crazy stuff, dude. That was like was Pele from Shoot the Box?
Yeah. I want to say, yeah.
I think so. See, now I got to double check. All this stuff is so rusty.
Yeah.
These memories are so old.
I did like go over all those old school. Like I've watched almost every like original, like all those old tournament style UFCs. Like I love that stuff and all the pride. Like I loved watching all that.
Yeah. But did you ever watch any Pancrase?
I actually watched like some of the Bass Rutten stuff. I did, but I didn't watch a whole lot of it.
Dude, he was crazy. They always wore those like huge boots in the Speedos.
Yeah.
Wild get-ups.
Yeah.
And they had to use open hand slaps.
Yeah,
and,
I remember that.
And Boss was
insane with that.
Dude, he was so crazy. Well, he kind of changed it up, so he's like, well, a palm heel strike looks a whole lot like a slap does.
Yeah.
And he just started palm healing people and knocking them out. Yeah. It was so nuts. Yeah, those there were a few back and forths that he had with I want to say it's Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
Because there's the two brothers. I'm almost positive it was Ken.
It might have been Frank.
It might have been Frank, though. See, now I don't know. Because I mixed them up.
Yeah, it's so... Like, it's not fresh in my memory anymore, because I watched those a long time ago.
Oh, dude, me too. Like, shit, I would have been watching those ones, I would have been a teenager. This was high school. And, like, we were, like I said, we were swapping VHS tapes. So you see them once or twice, and then, somebody else ends up with that tape that just... It doesn't come back into the circle.
Yeah.
And you never see it again. So like, crazy stuff. But that is super cool that your sister's boyfriend got you that heavy bag. It really takes just one person to get you started, right?
For sure, yeah. Yeah, no. Like when I first started watching the UFCs, like I instantly transitioned my mind, because after I watched that first one, I started watching guys like Chuck Liddell, Anderson Silva, and I fell in love with those guys. Same with George St. Pierre. Like I just kept watching those guys, and I was like, all right, like maybe boxing's not where I'm gonna go. Like I still love boxing to this day. Like I still want to have boxing fights. I still haven't had a actual sanctioned boxing fight yet.
Right.
Which I really would love to do. Like I love boxing. Like I think you can probably see that in my style. When
yeah, you've caught me with a few hooks.
But I as soon as I started watching like Anderson Silva especially, like I was like, oh man, like that's the style I want to try and emulate. But like obviously I kind of grew into my own path. Like you can't just emulate a fighter and just expect to be one of the best. So like I'm trying to build my own style or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I have noticed just from watching some of the footage and also training with you fairly regularly, your style has changed a lot from when we first met.
Yeah.
Like you were quite a headhunter and with like looping shots.
Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah.
And that is not so much the case anymore.
No, I still like my left hook a lot. But
yes, you do.
I set it up with a lot of straight shots, teeps a lot, and I don't know. My striking style is definitely way different than it once was.
Yeah, you still have a gnarly left hook, man. I remember the first time you caught me with one, and the left side of my face hurt more than the right side, because you caught me right on the tip of the chin, and the way it pushed my jaw over, like that masseter muscle on the left side of my face hurt for days. God damn, that's a good hook, man. And I should not have dropped my hands.
It took me a little while to learn, because I was so much smaller than it. Like we have so many big guys in the gym. It took me a long time to learn that my power was what it was. Like I didn't realize that.
Dude, you're I'm a little super guy. Strong for your weight class. Well, tell everybody what weight you fight at.
I fight at 135. I usually walk around at 138, so I don't really cut weight or anything. So I fight at my fight weight. Yeah. I fight at my walk around weight, really.
Yeah, and like when you caught me with that hook, we were gentle sparring too. Like we were not going that hard.
I try not to hit people hard in sparring.
And like it hurt. It hurt a lot. I was like, oh, I'm glad this is not like full blast, like gym war nonsense.
Yeah, I try not to hurt people in sparring. That's definitely. I try not to bring any ego into sparring. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Try and learn.
Well, yeah, that's what it's for, right?
Yeah.
But like for real, you could definitely knock me out if you were trying. I know you could.
I like to think I could do that to most people, but like when I try, it doesn't work. So I'm trying to just go into my fights like I do in sparring now. Like just take the tension away from it and like not be like I that comes with experience, obviously, and I haven't had a ton of experience so far in like kickboxing, MMA, and stuff like that. So when I get in there, I still get tense, and I'm like trying to take the head off the whole time, and I'm like, just got to do what I do in sparring, and I think I'd be finding the chin a lot more, and probably get the knockout.
Yeah, and I think you would also be able to conserve your energy a lot more too.
For sure.
Because like when we're training in the gym, if it seems like you can go all day.
I feel like I can go all day.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And then some of your older footage, I could see you getting tired earlier than I would expect.
My first fight in Peterborough at the venue.
Mm-hmm. I remember that fight.
Oh, I remember. I think probably because I got so frustrated with myself in the beginning is where I kind of started tiring myself out because I got so tense and so much adrenaline running through you. Like, first exchange, I think I threw a couple punches, backed him up, threw a kick, and he like slipped, like made miss. Like he got his legs out of the way.
Yeah.
And my kick just like I threw it so hard I just like slipped through because the ground was slippery with sweat.
Yeah.
And I just slipped, fell on the ground, got back up right away, but I just felt like so embarrassed that was like the first exchange of the fight, and I just like fell on my ass, and I was like just all frustrated and stuff. So I just like got all tense, started like trying to take his head off. He clinched me, started ripping knees to my body, and I was like, damn it, like I'm behind now. I was just frustrated through that whole fight, and then I got tired in the first round. My arms felt heavy, filled with blood, and it was not a good performance, but that was it was a fun one to watch back. Like it was definitely a brawl. I get so frustrated with myself watching some of those back.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, it's all learning, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that stuff's valuable. I mean, it's way better to screw up early.
Yeah, for sure. Like you look at some of these other high level guys, like their amateur careers didn't go so well for some of them, like that, and then they go into professional and they're just like undefeated professionally because they had all that experience amateur. Yeah, amateur is a weird thing too. Like you can be amateur for so long and be really good. Some guys never go pro, and they're like just really, really good. They could be one of the best pros, but like they just never go pro. That's wild. I wonder what makes them not take that route. It's a strange thing. Like you could, I don't know. It is a strange thing. Like if I was that good, I'd be going pro. Like that's my goal, is to be at the top of the top, prove that I'm at the top of the top. I've beaten the best of the best. And that's where you do it, is in the pros. Yeah, well, of course. But once you go pro, you can't go back to amateur. Yeah. So it is really smart to build and take your time. Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not planning on going pro anytime soon. I'm gonna stick amateur, just keep building that experience up and keep getting, like, I'd go for tough fights too. Like Jay lines me up with tough fights. He doesn't give me any easy fights. That's why my record's so like back and forth. Like, yeah, but you're a tough dude, man. So I don't know. A tough dude should probably take tough fights. It's like not just for skill building, but like I think your drive is admirable. Thank you. I think if you're trying to go pro and you're trying to make it to where I'm trying to make it, like you have to take those tough fights early on in your amateur career. Like you gotta get that. Like you shouldn't have wars every fight in your amateur career maybe, but you gotta have some tough fights and kind of learn what it's like before you go pro, for sure. Yeah, well, because if you know, some dudes get like, they just get too horny too soon. Yeah. And go for it, and it's not, doesn't pay off. Yeah, I've got friends, like, not even from the gym or anything, but I've got a buddy that he just made a professional, or not his professional debut. He made his amateur debut in MMA.
Oh, nice.
But he hasn't been training for too long.
Oh.
And it didn't go too well for him, but he's still gonna stick with it.
That's good.
He just I think he realized that you gotta put some time into it before, like, I'm just making my amateur debut in MMA.
Yeah.
And I've been kickboxing, doing jiu-jitsu for quite a while now. Like,
yeah. Well, how many jits fights do you have now?
I think 20 something.
Yeah.
Or something close to that. I don't even remember. Something like that, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Right. And how many kickboxing fights do you have?
I have some smoker fights that I would consider actual fights.
I would too.
So like they're not on my record, but they were definitely legitimate fights. But in terms of sanctioned fights, I have four kickboxing fights.
Yeah.
And then I have 4 unsanctioned fights.
Right. I was gonna say I would count the unsanctioned ones.
Yeah,
I've only had the one
fights.
And that was brutal. Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I fought on that.
That's right. That's right. I think I fought before you, and after my fight, man, I barely remember any of the rest of the day. I got my ass beat so bad. That dude was huge. He was huge.
He was quite a bit bigger than you.
Like,
that body shot was. I remember it.
Yeah,
I remember it.
That kick, dude. That was the beginning of the end. It was like, this is gonna be a really, really long round and a half after this, because I think I've got tape of it somewhere, but I think it was the second round.
Yeah, I remember feeling bad for you in there. Like, I heard the noise and you were just like, just like tightened up.
Yeah. Oh, it was like, yeah. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, you're the guy? Okay. Holy shit. And I think part of it was just my brain immediately was like, there's no way you're beating somebody this big. And like, because it was like a 20-something pound difference. He told me later that he was like 172, 173 or something like that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. And how much did you weigh at that time? Like 145?
I think it was like 148. And I was like, okay. This is a disaster. This is a disaster.
Bit of a difference there.
Yeah. But like, did you have any crazy differences like that in your smokers?
Not crazy, no. Like, probably 10-pound difference at most.
Yeah, that seems a little more manageable. But even that, though, like, I think that maybe people don't realize how much difference...
You can definitely feel it in the power. Like, that guy was the hardest hitter I've fought, was the 10-pound difference. But he was also super lean for how big he was, too. Like, he was shredded. Yeah. That's got to be a scary thing, too, because at least... The one thing that like gave me the teeniest bit of false hope was the dude looked a little soft-ish around the middle. I was like, oh, okay. At least I'm not fighting He-Man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but like, yeah, if you get in there with somebody that is built like a superhero, that's got to be terrifying. I mean, when I was younger, I was always like, "Oh man, it's gonna be intimidating getting in there with someone jacked." But when I've actually done it, you kind of just look past it. It's just like another fight. Like, you know he's gonna be like a fighter. Like, he's just a man. Like, you might hit a little harder than the last guy, but I've learned that my chin can stand up to a couple shots. So I don't like try to test my chin in fights, but I trust it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I've seen you take some shots that I wouldn't want to get hit with.
Yeah.
So it's like, goddamn, good for you, man. That's cool. Like, I aspire to be, less flinchy, I guess. Eventually, when it comes to, it's like, man. Sometimes still. Like, if I see what I think is going to be a really big shot coming, I tense up too much. Yeah. You know what I mean? And instead of just trying to get out of the way, I'm like,
yeah.
And then just end up getting blasted. So it's that's a skill set that I'm not rocking yet.
I think it, for me, it somewhat comes naturally. I don't know. Like, I never had to like train myself to I don't know. Like, my eyes don't even react to some shot. Like, I get poked in the eye all the time without, like, I don't know why. Like, my like my eyes don't close on time. They just, like, get poked in the eye.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely better than closing your eyes and getting hit with something you don't see coming.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, my mind doesn't react to shots the same way. Like, I'm sure a lot of fighters have this, but, like, Jay gets mad at me for just, like, being able to walk through shots all the time, like, and just, like, try to brawl with people, and, like, it's not a smart plan at all, and I'm trying to adjust to that, like, for sure. Like, that's not gonna win me a lot of fights.
Yeah, well, because you're losing points, right?
Yeah, and, like, it's just, you're just hedging the bets. Like, you like, I'll trade with you. I think I got more power. I think I got a better chin, so, like, let's go like this, and
yeah,
it's
like Max Holloway kind of thing.
But Max Holloway does do it, like, pretty well. Like, he moves his head very well when he does it.
His head movement is unbelievable.
He's so good in the pocket.
It's crazy, dude. That Gaethje knockout, that was a thing of beauty.
Yeah,
like, it was crazy. It was just me and the kid home alone when I'm watching it, and
he just starts screaming.
Well, I can't. She's asleep. She's asleep upstairs. I'm just like. Screaming into pillows and just like, oh my God. The inside is fireworks, but on the outside I'm just like, woo!
I was with the boys watching that, and I was going crazy.
Dude, nothing better than like a room full of people that know what they're looking at, and you just, it's awesome. It's sort of like when you watch for me anyway, it's like when you're watching a band really, really kill it, and you're like, do you have any idea how hard that is?
Yeah.
That's so hard to do. It's the same kind of excitement I get when because I have obviously a significantly more limited skill set than a professional fighter does, but just the teeny amount that I am aware of for martial arts, to watch people operate at that level, you're like, that's black magic, man. Like,
I think
it's unreal.
I think you're also, like, you're pretty humble when it comes to talking about your skill set and areas like that. Like, you're definitely you're not bad. Like, you talk about yourself like you're not good at anything. Like, you are very you have very good cardio. You work hard in the gym. Like, you.
Well, thank you. It's easy to get inspired when the people around you are pushing as hard. Like, when I watch you go, just being around Jay, the amount of improvement, the insane amount of improvement that Marcus has made over the last couple of years, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
So when you're around that, it's easy to, I shouldn't say easy, because it's not. It's easier. It's easier to want to try to keep up.
For sure.
You know, and not fall behind. And for a skill set that I have so much respect for it. Like, I really do. Like, it's like, I don't know, man. Pro fighters to me are like superheroes. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's weird. It's a hard thing to explain, the admiration that I have for it. It's
I definitely get it, because that's, like,
it's what you're doing.
I grew up, like, that's why I wanted to be a fighter, is because I always heard, like, you want to live like your own superheroes or whatever, like the people you look up to. That's the life you want to live. So, like, that's why I want to be a fighter, because I looked up to all these fighters. Like, I've thought of them as, like, superheroes, like you're saying. Like,
yeah, man. Like, when I was a little kid, Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, these cats that my dad was showing me when I was like 6 years old. Right, like, I got put in judo at 4, switched to taekwondo at 5, did that till 13, then 13, then switched over to karate, did that up until, like, a couple of shots in the head, few concussions in between those years. Somewhere between 17 and 19 is when I kind of let it go for a long time. And then, but just, like, idolizing them so much and knowing, also something else that humbled the shit out of me, that I was not, 2 things. The first time I ever stepped on a jiu-jitsu mat and got choked out in seconds, because I thought, well, I've done karate, I've done taekwondo, check this shit out. Choked out in seconds.
Yeah.
Well, it was a triangle, and it was by a lady that is probably 120 pounds in her gi. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
And when you wake up looking at fluorescent lights, it's like, huh.
Was that out?
Yeah, it was. It was. It was like, I've made a grave error. And I've
never actually gone to sleep yet, but I've almost gone to sleep twice.
Stevie
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chokes are the one thing that in the gym, I'll just kind of let go for a little while fighting off, because I tend to get out of them usually, not when it's Stevie usually, but I'll still try the whole time. But like, yeah, I'm fighting for a while, and then like out of nowhere I felt like a little bit fuzzy, so I was like tap, and then like when I tapped, that's when it like when he let go, I was like, oh, like I saw like a tunnel vision, and it was like going back and forth. I heard my ears going. I was like, oh, I'm almost sleeping right now.
Oh, dude, totally. Was it a loop choke?
I can't even remember what the first one was, but one of them was a loop choke.
Okay, because he did the same thing to me. Did he bait you with his back?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, his back's wide open.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's just giving me this? Like, what? And then I was like, oh, wait, that's still not coming off. Like,
yeah. I didn't even know I was being choked.
Yeah.
And then, dude, and same sort of thing, like that pulsing tunnel, and the curtains are closing. You're just like, oh,
yeah, like,
okay.
that was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stevie looked at me and he was like, you good? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, no, take a break.
Yeah. Yeah, he made me take a second too. He's like, let the timer run. Because, you know, it's just the timer starts over, right? He's like, let the timer run out and then we'll go again. Like,
I think he saw like my eyes and he was like, you're not good.
Yeah. Well, when your pupils are like that big, you know, if you're just listening, I held it up about the size of a toonie. It's a heck of an experience to have the blood flow cut off from your brain. Yeah. It's wild. Also, for anybody that doesn't know, we're talking about Stevie Yap, who is a phenomenal black belt. Really nice guy, but...
he can be mean when he wants to.
Yeah. Dude, when he puts you in the body triangle, especially if you can trap an arm, and then he'll pinch your nose and cover your mouth.
He loves to smother me.
Oh, dude.
I've never tapped to it yet, though. I've never tapped with smother. I've
come close. I'll admit it. I've come close. He had me panicking, and it's like when he giggles. It's when he's laughing at you while plugging your. It's so sinister sounding. It's like, God.
He's done it to me for like, I've got to say at least it felt like 15 minutes at a time, like
straight.
Yeah, like just me getting like a little bit of air, and then like he gets it over again. Like I just gotta get like inches, centimeters, and then like get and then like even while his hands over your mouth, you can still get like you're breathing through like the tiny cracks, and it's awful. But like you can manage to live in there.
Oh God,
it sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never tapped to it though.
Yeah.
Rob does it to me all the time too, and whenever I get his hand off my mouth, he gets the sternum going over my face and crushes my nose. He's probably broken the cartilage in my nose so many times, bro. It's crazy.
And it's funny, too, because then you explain to people that these are your friends.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, no, they're great people. These guys are awesome.
I hang out with them every day.
Yeah. So I trust this dude with my... Well, I do. I do trust this guy with my life.
He could take it away anytime.
Yeah. It's like, that is crazy. Yeah, it's... I think that's another really cool thing that I like so much about martial arts as well, is the almost immediate camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
Even the guys that have fought, like, just legitimate, like, hard fights, you didn't know each other beforehand, and then you're just, like, tons of respect after, like, instantly. Like, you're...
How could you not?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're willing to go through that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've never had an opponent yet that, like, we had, like, bad blood or anything after.
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's been pretty good experience so far.
Yeah, nice. Well, hopefully Hopefully you can maintain that the whole run.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a slim possibility.
You're gonna run into those guys that'll just, I don't know. There's those crazy guys that just like are in it for beef or whatever. They just don't have their shit figured out, and they kind of just, if they're fighting, then they have to be in that mindset where they hate you or something like that, and they're trying to kill you, or I don't know.
Yeah. Some people, I guess, have to put themselves there and not think about it like a contest, but that it's life and death. But that's, I don't know. I guess whatever works. I shouldn't. I was about to maybe throw a bit of shade, but I shouldn't, because I guess whatever gets you through it is what gets you through it. But
yeah, I mean, I'm willing to go there to an extent, but not to the extent where I like hate the other person. I'm willing to, like, I would say I'm almost willing to die in there. Like I think, like, I've never been put in a spot where I think I'm gonna die. So I've never had to test that. But like I can't see myself ever just quitting on a fight.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's why I'm in such awe of it, and why when you were saying that I'm like, I don't know, too humble about it or whatever, it's I don't think I can be too humble about it, because when I see that in other people, I'm like, damn, I don't know if I have that juice. You know, like, yeah, I didn't quit that one smoker, but like, I didn't do so well.
You know that's the thing, though. You pulled through. Like, when you're not doing so well, that's the times you want to quit. Like,
I question as to whether or not he let me survive. Genuinely, I wonder if he maybe had a little pity, and just didn't pull the trigger and finish me off. Because, dude, there was, when he hit me with that 1 3-piece in the third round.
You're out of it.
It was rough. That, like, cause when, what's the dude's name from the other gym? The long-haired, shorter fella. Great hair. I can't think of his name.
From the other gym.
Yeah, he was reffing.
Oh, Marcus.
Yeah, and he's like screaming in my face, "Can you continue?"
Oh.
There was a second where my brain went like, "You're a musician. What the fuck are you doing? Just say no." But I saw my wife was there, and she was pregnant. I was like, I'm not quitting in front of my pregnant wife. I can't do that. But like, I think the other guy seeing me that out of it, maybe was like, I'll let him go. I'll let him make it through.
Well, either way, you stayed in there, pulled through, showed some grit.
Well, thank you, but I sincerely question as to whether or not that dude was like, oh, this poor little guy. I won't just starch him now, because he probably could have. I don't know if he knew that.
He was big, and he was also skilled. Like, you had a pretty.
He was better than me, for sure.
You had a tough matchup.
Yeah, it was rough. But like, I don't know, man. I've seen you have some tough spots too, and
I mean,
not only do you pull through, but like, you put up like a hell of a good, like, way better fight than I put up.
All the guys that I've been matched up with are definitely tough opponents. Like, everyone I've fought, except for one person, who was like pretty similar experience level to me, had way more experience than me.
Yeah.
Like, the first fight I ever had was 3 months into my kickboxing career. Or kickboxing training, like, pretty much. Like, I had been training at WCMA. Because when I came in, I was like, I'd already had the heavy bag. I've been hitting it for a long time, so I wanted to focus on my grappling for a while and like make sure I was not incompetent there, because I already knew I wanted to be a professional MMA fighter like way before I stepped into WCMA.
Oh, dude, that's really cool. I didn't know it was that early.
Yeah, like, as soon as I started I wanted to be a boxer when I started watching boxing, and when I started watching MMA, it was switched to MMA, and it was just like, that was my whole life. I've just wanted to be a fighter. I've never wanted to be anything else, really. Like, that's
awesome, man. That's so cool. I will say there is something very, and I don't mean it in like the mushy way, but romantic in the wandering Ronin. Like, the fact that you're sleeping on mats at MMA gyms, just to like get different looks and train with like real killers.
I feel like that is really leveling me up a lot too. Like, just like, not even the fact like that I'm training at, like, it's just getting different bodies, different minds, like, just training with all these, like, different skill sets and, like, guys that just think differently, like, different styles, and, like, it's just so, you're adding so many different levels to your game, like, layers to your game. Like, I've learned so much just traveling. I'm talking too much and not even breathing enough. Yeah, so you're just adding so many layers to your game when you're training with these guys that have just such different styles than you. Like, when I was at Surge, like, the amount of angles they use when they're there, like, I'm trying to, and even before I went there, I knew I had to work on my angle, like, creating angles, angle changes, getting, like, exiting off at angles rather than just, like, going backwards and trying to counter off that. Like, you don't want to just back up straight, obviously.
Yeah.
And I've always known that, but, like, I'm not that great at exiting off at angles. And I've worked on it a little bit, but, like, they're great at it. And learning from them really helped me understand how to create and set up those angles a lot better.
Yeah. That's super cool stuff. That's stuff that I would really like to work on, too. And, like, shoot, while you're home, man, like, I'm still going in early most days. So if you're down, I'd love to work on that stuff with you.
For sure, yeah.
Because I could, that is something I will say I really do appreciate, is how much you're willing to share and help.
Yeah.
Because it makes a big difference for, the schlubs that like me that are going to always be amateur.
Well, I mean, anyone in the gym who's willing to work with me is helping me grow as well. So if I help you grow, you're going to keep helping me grow, and we both help each other grow, and then, like, the better you get, the better training partner you are for me, as well. Like,
it's that rising tide lifts all ships kind of thing. Yeah.
Like, the better the gym gets, the better everyone. I mean, the better someone in the gym gets, the better everyone in the gym gets. You know what I mean? We all grow together.
Yeah. Well, but that's, not everybody has that mindset. Some people are far less one for all and are a little more all for one.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I think, like, fighting's definitely a selfish sport, for sure. Like, there's a lot of selfishness to it.
Yeah.
But you also have to realize that, like, it is your team that helps you grow. Like, you can't get there just by beating a heavy bag in your garage.
Yeah. Because, well, like Bruce Lee always said, boards don't hit back, right?
Yeah.
So same thing with the heavy bag. My heavy bag has never hit me as hard as I've hit it.
No. Scott, when I was younger, it scraped my knuckles up a couple times.
Yeah. That's funny. But some knuckle push-ups will get rid of that really quick. So
yeah, the more I hit the heavy bag so often now, like, I can't remember the last time a heavy bag scraped my knuckles open.
Yeah. I'm trying. It's been a little while for me too, because I've actually for the longest time I was so paranoid about hurting my hands for guitar stuff,
true.
right? But it was a few months ago now. Jay was like, "Take your gloves off, take your wraps off. We're just gonna hit focus mitts, bare knuckle." And ever since I did that with him, just understanding where to touch,
the leverage of,
and exactly, and like clinch now, curl the wrist, all that kind of stuff. Like, I've always done knuckle push-ups because I've such little infant wrists that if I do, no joke, if I do a push-up like this, it actually hurts my wrists. So if I do knuckle push-ups, it actually doesn't hurt the same way.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, my wrists are pretty small. Like, if I'm in that position for a very long time, I do get, like, a weird ache in my wrist.
Yeah. So always knuckle push-ups, but I was doing them for the longest time in my wrist wraps. And now, like, for the last, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 months, I've been, maybe more than that now. We're almost into August.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's got to be getting close to 4 months. Just everything, no wraps, which I think is also forcing my wrist roll technique to be better. Because I notice you don't wear wraps as often when you train.
I don't ever wear wraps when I train.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
And so it was like, man.
And Jay gets mad at me sometimes. When I'm leading up to fights, I should wear it just to get used to the feeling of it on my hands. But I don't like the time it takes for, like, obviously it's a protection thing, but, like, I've spent so much time hitting the bag bare knuckle and understanding how to hit the bag bare knuckle and how to throw punches. Like, my I don't feel in danger when I'm just hitting pads or like sparring. Like I'm not hitting very hard when I'm sparring. When I can hit the heavy bag full out bare knuckle, and I'm not hurting myself. Like I'm not hurting my wrists. I'm not hurting my knuckles. Like I'm fine. So like I don't feel like I am risking too much when I'm not wearing wraps, when I'm wearing gloves and stuff.
That's so crazy. You can go 100% on a bag, like on those banana bags too, and not hurt. Like I can do like 50%, and any more than that, I start feeling nervous.
Well, I have been doing it since I was like 7. Like I've built these hands up over, like my knuckles used to be tiny. Now they're like way bigger than they used to be.
Yeah.
I have pretty big knuckles for a little guy.
Yeah. That's so cool.
I think it's just like micro fractures, and they just dense in over time.
Yeah,
like,
right.
My shins are pretty dense now too.
Yeah, dude, I know. There were a couple of times when we were sparring, and like really light sparring, but we weren't wearing shin guards. We clashed a couple of times. You didn't even blink, man. I was just like, holy hell. Oh, that was the other thing that humbled the shit out of me. The first one was getting choked out in like 10 seconds. The other one was the first time I ever ate a leg kick. Because in Taekwondo, you don't kick below the belt.
I got a good story about that too.
Let's hear it, man. Because mine is just like I kicked in the leg and went, ha!
So, do you remember Paige?
Yeah.
Yeah, my first time sparring in the gym was against Paige.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She kicked the shit out of your legs?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, she's just a little girl. Like, it's not going to be that bad. And, like, I was, like, going pretty light, like, trying not to use, like, any, like, this was my first time sparring, and I knew, like, I was sparring a girl. Like, it felt a little weird for me to spar a girl my first time sparring, so I was like, I don't want to hurt anyone, so I'm just going to, like, be a rope. Like I was probably looking robotic as hell, and then she just started kicking the shit out of my leg, just chopping it down, and I was like, oh. My first time eating leg kicks, and she was just eating my leg up. She was the Muay Thai Ontario champion, for anyone that doesn't know. So like she had some good kicks.
Yeah.
She was chopping my leg down, and then I was just like, okay, well, maybe I should switch stances, and she started chopping the other one down, and I was like, okay, I can't walk anymore, so I'm just gonna stand here and try and counter.
Yeah, I think it's a shocking revelation for anybody, the first time they eat a leg kick. You're like, what the hell was that? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't even have to put that much stank on it either. Like a 40%er right above the knee, right on that nerve bundle. Oh, dude, just make your eyes water.
When I first started learning to throw a good leg kick, like really arc it down and just get the weight into it, you don't need to throw any power into it. Like my buddy one time, he was drunk and he was like, I just want to feel like a little one. Just give me like no power. And I was like, man, it's still gonna hurt. And he was like, it can't hurt if there's no power. And I was like, I'll show you. Like, I'm not going to throw anything. And I just, like, dropped it into his thigh, and he was like, oh. Like, he limped away for a second, and he was like, oh, that really did hurt. It's
people have a weird overconfidence with the durability of their bodies.
Anything that comes to fighting, like, it seems like people have a huge ego. Guys especially, obviously. But, like,
of course.
Guys just have a huge ego when it comes to, like, fighting. Even if they've never trained a martial art in a day in their life. They've never been in a fight, but they're like, oh, no, I could beat up anybody. Like, I'm tough. Like, why? Why are you tough? Why do you think that? What makes you think that?
Right? Well, that's how you know that somebody's never really... Either they've only ever been in like schoolyard scraps with other people that know nothing, and they've been pretty lucky and come out unscathed, or they've never really been blasted before by somebody that knows how. I have a hilarious story to me, and I think to most martial artists would find this very laughable. I was on my way to a gig I'm not going to say any names of bands or the person that said it, because I don't want to embarrass anybody.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: the dude's a drummer, and he was really, really good drummer, by the way, phenomenal drummer. But he was talking about this club owner. He was talking about what a dickhead he was, and to be fair, this club owner is a dickhead. And the dude was talking about if they ever got into a scrap, that he would shoot a blast double and ground and pound him. And I was like, oh, cool, man. I didn't know you trained. And he's like, well, you know, that's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said. I watch a lot of UFC. And I was like, oh. Well, that's cool because I've watched a lot of sitar players. I'm just going to pick one up and shred Flight of the Bumblebee on it because I've watched a lot of other people do it. What are you talking about? Like, and it's the weird thing to me was I didn't really grill him that hard about it because it's like, what's the point? What's the point? But I was thinking, I was like, dude, how many people have watched live bands and think they can do that because it looks easy?
Yeah, like there's not a lot of other things that people think they can do just because they watched it or
right. And
just cause
like somebody's gonna just sit down at a drum set and start shredding. No, it takes years and years and years of practice. Well, what do you think a blast double like a just because you can say the words doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Like, oh, it was like
I seen George St. Pierre do it. It's all about just getting in there.
Yeah. It's like, dude, even if you get a hold of his legs, just doesn't. It's like, I actually do jiu-jitsu, or did until I blew my knee out. I was like, I don't like.
I've seen lots of people who have done jiu-jitsu for a long time and don't have a good blast.
Yeah, it's like I don't even have a very good single leg. Like, what are you talking about? It's like if you and I were to roll, not you and I know you'd smoke it because you have before. But if I was to roll with this dude, it's like I would destroy him.
Yeah.
And I suck at jiu-jitsu. It's like, what are you talking about, man?
You had a good guillotine.
Well. Yeah, I haven't tried one in like a year since I blew my knee out. But I'm thinking what my plan is, because my knee is feeling really good.
Is it?
Yeah, like bunny hops still kind of mess with it a little bit. Like I got to be really warmed up to do, which sucks. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. Once I'm warmed up, I can do them. But if I try to do them cold, it just.
Certain days, I have days where it just feels like there's a knife in my knee when I try to do bunny hops.
Right? It's like, oh, I shouldn't be able to feel that in my ass, but I can. So what I'm thinking is, though, because I'm gonna see what I can do about going to provincials in November for kickboxing. Yeah. So I think once that's done, then because.
As long as you don't get it.
Yeah, as long as nobody hits me with a spinning back kick in the ribs, or anything. So I'm sorry, Jose. I know it was an accident.
Yeah, Jose is a good guy.
He's a great dude. Awesome back kick too. Yeah, really powerful.
He's super slick and super humble as well. Like
he's so strong. He's so strong.
He's a guy who does have a good blast double, actually.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's got decent wrestling.
Nice.
Actually, he does a lot of single legs, but his double legs gotten a lot better. Cool. I haven't wrestled with him in a long time though.
I haven't rolled with him in. It's been a really, really, really long time since we've rolled together.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a whole lot of him.
No, I think he was doing school and he just hasn't been back during the summer yet.
He was here for a little while.
Was he?
Well, that's how I got my rib torn.
Oh, yeah. I think I was gone that week, though.
Oh, yeah. I think were you up at Surge?
No, that was last week.
Oh, so was it...
either Ottawa Academy or Moss.
I think it might have been Moss. Or it's possible... No, because it was before... my rib got torn before Barkowski came.
Or, yeah. Skarbowski.
I said it wrong.
It's all good.
I keep I've seen it written down and I say it wrong every time.
Yeah, it's not a common name, that's for sure.
Say it again.
Not Skarbowski or Skarbowski. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. It's Skarbowski.
Phenomenal Muay Thai fighter, either way.
Yeah, one of the best. got to be the best I've sparred with, for sure.
How cool was that he came and gave that?
Well,
you got to drive around the freaking province with him.
Give him a little tour. It was pretty cool.
That's so rad,
Take
dude.
him around, do some seminars with him. That was awesome. Sparred with him. He kicked the shit out of me. Like, with ease, too. He wasn't even trying.
Well, yeah.
He knows just how to... It's not even about, like, putting power, any snap. Like, he puts a little oomph into it, but, like, it's not about the power that he's putting into it. It's about, like, the placement of the shots, the timing of the shots. He's just touching you up on the liver, on the... Like, just eating my legs up while I'm stepping on it. Like,
oh, yeah. Dude, when you came back, you were limping a little.
Bro, that was, like, one of the worst. Like, I've been through plenty of fights where people were trying to kick the shit out of my legs, but, like, he was just tapping on my leg. Like, it looked like he was just tapping on my leg. It felt like he was just chopping into it.
Wood axe.
I remember drilling with, I think it was you or Marcus.
Mm.
And, like, I was just like, all right, like, this is really going to suck. Because we drilled leg kicks, like, the first day I came back.
Yeah, that was with me.
And I remember you like, tapped my leg. It was, like, barely anything on it. And I remember, like, my leg just, like, automatically reacted to it. Like, I couldn't even, like, it wasn't even, like, a thought process. My leg just, like, went limp a little bit. And I was like, oh, shit. Because it just hurt so much. It literally felt like there was just something sticking in my, like, just a knife or a piece of glass just sticking in my leg there. And you just tapped it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, man. When say it again.
Skarbowski.
God damn. I'm so bad at that. Like, I have to hear the name over and over and over again.
I can be bad with names too, but I grew up watching him, so I got his name down.
So the first time I'd ever seen him was on that season of Tough that GSP brought him in to coach.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd seen him. I didn't grow up on him.
Well, that for me is growing up on him because I was still a little kid when that
happened. I would have been in my 20s.
Yeah, I was a little kid.
Yeah. Thank you. I can really feel the gray in my beard now.
That's not what I meant.
No, I know.
I'm just young.
Yeah. Hey, man. That's you should be if you're trying to be a professional fighter. It would be very foolish for me to try to make a career change.
I mean,
there's no way. I'd never be able to do it. I'm too old.
Depends how serious you are about it, but
to go pro, I'm too old, man. I'm gonna be 39 in a couple weeks.
That mindset. With that one.
And no TRT.
you gotta have something.
Yeah, I would have to
go jiu-jitsu. There's no substance testing in there.
Yeah, I could just right to the gills, baby. I don't know though. I don't know. The jury's still out as to whether or not another kid is an option, and I don't want to be putting any exogenous chemicals in there that could be messing with the little swimmers, you know. Yeah. That's a weird one.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole, like, I would never take PEDs. Obviously, anyone would say that, but, like,
yeah.
Come on.
I mean,
I feel like it's, like, such a...
You're so young, too. It would be a huge mistake. Like, you would destroy your endocrine system.
For sure, yeah. But, like, it's also, it feels like such a cheap way to, like, try and get that edge, you know what I mean? Like,
I do. Yeah.
Like, just trying, like, how good is it gonna feel if you do it completely naturally compared to you do it like that? Like,
yeah. Yeah. Well, on that note though, like, do you take vitamins?
I probably should.
Dude, you don't take vitamins?
Not often, no. Like, dude. Not on a regular basis.
I have one of those old man pill things for every day of the week.
I make a shake with lots of really healthy stuff in it, but like
That's good.
Not like actual vitamin like supplements or anything.
Might not be a bad idea. like glucosamine chondroitin. It's really good for your joints.
Yeah, I've actually thought about that one too because my joints aren't probably the healthiest joints.
Well, you put them under a lot of stress on a very regular basis. I mean, it might not be a bad idea. Do you do like creatine and
I do protein powder and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you take BCAAs and shit like that?
I used to. I haven't for a long time, though.
No? I mean, if you don't feel like you need them, then there's probably no point, but I don't know. I find, at least for me, I find if I'm taking supplements and stuff that I can keep up with you young bucks a little bit more easily.
When I was taking BCAAs, I found that it was like boosting my energy for a little bit, but it wasn't like, I don't know, like a long-lasting boost of energy, and it also wasn't like anything.
That's so loud in my headphones. That was
I just saw you jump. Thought you got electrocuted.
No, the electricity in here is very good. That was the hour warning. It was so loud. Oh my god. That's sorry. Let's So you have your first MMA fight August 17th. 17th. I almost said 19th.
Sportsplex.
Right on. Where can people get tickets if they want to come watch your fight?
I think the tickets are like still being released, so like there's not even like ticket sales yet, but there is a poster with a barcode on it.
Okay.
That you can like scan. I'll put that up on my Instagram or something so people can find it.
Awesome. What are your socials?
I might have to look.
Don't really. That's a true fighter. That's a true fighter.
I think it's a Brody Lawlor.MMA or Brody Lawlor.MMA on Instagram. I post like
Say that again into the mic though.
Oh yeah. Brody Lawlor.MMA on Instagram.
There we go.
And then I might start up a YouTube channel eventually, but I haven't yet. So
you should, man.
If I do, I'll put that on my Instagram or something.
Yeah. That'd be cool. All right. I feel like we covered quite a bit. I'd love to have you come back, and
that'd be
especially
cool.
after your fight, man. I want to.
For sure.
I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it in the gym. But
this was my first time ever doing like any sort of interview or podcast or anything. I was kind of nervous coming in because like when I was a kid, like you should have seen like when I went up to do like a presentation in front of a class or something, I'd be like sweating and like purple and like I just looked dumb. Like I'd just be stuttering, like sweating and like shaking and like I don't know. I had such a fear of talking in front of people.
I think you did a great job, man.
Yeah, I think it's I was nervous coming in, but as soon as we started talking, it just kind of went away.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I'm trying to do is just have a conversation with people.
You definitely did a great job making me feel comfortable.
Well, good. I'm glad.
It was a good conversation for sure.
Sweet, yeah. Well, it's just with these things in front of our face.
Yeah.
Like this is basically like if you and I went to hang out outside, which actually this is the longest conversation we've ever had.
It is. Yeah, we always just talk in the gym.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're there like almost every day. Yeah. So,
we've definitely became close over the years.
Yeah, man.
Short conversations.
How can you not when you're working that hard with somebody and you're like, dude, I appreciate how much this exact moment sucks because I'm doing it too.
Yeah.
But in about 5 minutes, we're gonna feel awesome.
Yeah, it is amazing how you can just go into the gym feeling like absolute crap. You don't even want to be there, and then after the workout, you're just like, oh, I'm so glad I came.
Oh, right. There have been a couple of times where afterwards I was like,
maybe I shouldn't have.
I probably should have rested today. Yeah. Because I'm in pain.
Yeah, there are definitely those times when you're in fight camp. There's quite a few of those days. Like I'm working really hard right now, and there's been a couple days where I'm like, holy crap, I just feel like so stiff.
Do you have a good stretch routine?
I try to have a good stretch routine, but I'm not smart. Like I don't like know a lot about the human body, so I stretch the stretches that I know, and like kind of I think I've got a decent stretching routine.
Okay. Cool.
I use a lacrosse ball and stuff too, so I really get into those muscles when I'm not training. I do like
if I'm doing like a full body stretch. I have a stretch routine that takes like probably an hour 10.
Okay, I definitely don't spend that much time.
Okay. If you're interested, man, we can go in early one day and I can show you what I do.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I find that if I do it on the daily, I feel way more limber than if I skip a single day. I feel like I'm in knots. So
I usually spend like 10 minutes stretching.
Okay. I'm also way older. I need it. I need it more. You know what I mean? Because like, how old are you now?
22.
22, yeah. Dude, I'm almost 20 years older than you.
That's crazy.
So,
you're still like super young for your age.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes, my Renfo. We're not sponsored at all by anything. We do have a great home on Pet Rock Radio, though. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I have this scale that measures your body fat and your metabolic age and your chronological age. It says that metabolically, I'm 34 instead of 39, so that's kind of cool.
Sweet.
I'm glad. I like that my scale lies to me. Don't worry, you're still in your early 30s.
You have that?
Yeah, it's upstairs.
I've got to use it.
Do you want to try it?
Yeah.
All right. We'll just wrap this up. If the kid's still asleep, I'll bring it down and we'll get you to stand on it. And it'll give you all kinds of data points as to what you are.
I want to know what my body fat is.
Dude, my guess, you're probably in like the 12% and or below. 12 to 10, maybe even 8% would be my guess, because you're really lean. Like I'm 13%, unless I've been eating like shit, in which case I go up to 14.
I found out that my fight was at 135, but I found out I have a 3-pound allowance. So like I was actually kind of like lower, like I was already kind of on fight weight. So I was like, oh, well, like I can kind of eat. So I have been eating kind of like crap for just like a day or two.
Probably be a good idea to eat clean, but just more of it.
Yeah, definitely. Like
just more steak, Brody.
I only cheated on one meal just because like it was a burrito and I was.
That's not
burritos
that
get me.
Yeah, everybody's got their kryptonite, man.
Yeah.
If somebody were to put a cheeseburger in front of my face.
Oh man, pastries get me too.
That's hard. What's okay? Just real quick, rapid fire. Favorite pastry?
Donuts.
Oh, okay.
Donuts are like so good. Like just there's so many different types of donuts, man.
Okay. Favorite donut then?
Maybe maple walnut or something like that.
That's a good one. Favorite pie? Because we're talking about pastry.
Blueberry.
Nice. Okay. Favorite cookie?
Classic chocolate chip. Maybe.
All right. Hard to go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Favorite
Chocolate. I love chocolate.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. Cool.
Or coffee cake. I love coffee cake. Marble cake. Those are good ones. Man.
That's solid. Ice cream. Favorite ice cream.
Chocolate peanut butter.
Oh, dude.
With those peanut butter chunks in there.
Oh, dude. Moose Tracks.
Oh, those are good.
Because it's got the peanut butter cups in it too.
That's good.
That's a hard one to walk away from.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Meat. What's the go-to meat?
Chicken.
Yeah? Okay.
I love chicken and rice, chicken broccoli and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's pretty solid.
I'm a big chicken guy.
Yeah. Even if it's like out of fight camp, like.
Yeah, I just love chicken. Man.
Okay. Cool. Hey, me too. Me too.
And it is great because I can eat it through fight camp too. Like chicken and rice, chicken broccoli, stuff like I do like clean meals.
Yeah, me too. It is handy to have that switch in your brain too, where you can just switch it from fun to fuel.
Yeah. Like
that's handy.
Yeah,
that's a handy one to have.
A lot of people struggle not eating right.
It pisses my wife off, man, because I can eat the same meal every day. Like, if it was just like, okay, it's nothing but chicken and rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I can do it. Yeah, right? I can totally do it. She gets so mad at me.
Yeah, I have the same thing for breakfast every day. It's just a shake that I put a bunch of healthy stuff into, like spinach and blueberries and like just a bunch of fruit and vegetables and stuff like that.
Nice. I do a similar thing. It's like a
oats
mixing bowl full of chopped up fruit, yogurt, and nuts.
Oh yeah.
And that
sounds good.
Yeah, it is. It's delicious. Okay. Potatoes.
Keeping it running. Oh.
Mashed or scalloped?
Mashed.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Have you ever had a Yorkshire pudding?
No.
Okay.
I'm like pretty uncultured when it comes to trying a whole bunch of different foods and stuff like that. I don't think I've had any like UK dishes or anything like that. Obviously,
they're insane.
Like a UK breakfast, like I've had that, but
for sure. Cool. All right, that was a fun thing to end it on.
Yeah, that was a fun podcast, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming, man. Brody Lawlor.MMA.
Yes.
Cool, and that's on everything.
I believe so.
Okay.
That's
like IG, Twitter.
Instagram. I don't even have Twitter.
Okay.
I am only on Facebook to use Messenger.
Sure.
So you could follow me on Facebook, but I don't think I have anything on there. If you wanted to like, yeah, maybe don't. Maybe don't just message me if you're some random person. Yeah. I've posted a couple TikToks. I don't really use TikTok though. I just posted it just to like. I'm trying to get my name out there. If you want to sponsor me, just hit me up.
Yeah, set up more of your social stuff, man.
Yeah, I will. I will get that rolling a little bit more. I've posted a lot on Instagram now, trying to just get some attention to that. So if you want to check me out, that's pretty much the only spot that I really constantly post to.
It's a cool IG too. You got a lot of really nice highlights on there.
Thank you, brother.
So, right on. Thank you so much for coming out, man.
Thank you for having me. That was awesome.
This has been a great time. Can't wait to have you back. We should do it again, especially after your fight.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I'm down for sure.
Killer, bro. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.